He's actually in the building at this point with some good Wi-Fi and some headphones. So, all right, fellas, it's been a minute since we've been gone, since we done the show. So today we're gonna talk about obviously UFC 226, but let's hit up a couple things here before we get started. Starting off with, well, first of all, Johnny Hendricks retired. Anyone surprised?
Nope.
You're surprised?
Not
Why?
really.
Well, remember, because he said he was coming back to the UFC. The UFC wanted him back at 170 and all this stuff. So I was a little surprised that he did retire. You know, not saying that I didn't want him to retire. I'm just saying I was surprised, saying that he wanted to come back and all this stuff.
I legit wanted him to go to 205. I wanted to see that freak show. Like, fuck it. Why not?
Him miss weight at 205.
Right, but him was like DC on like an exhibition fight.
You're trying to kill him. Why?
I'm not trying to kill him so he doesn't come back. Anyway, just kidding. He'll probably, you know what? He'll end up fucking like rising or Bellator and some bullshit. All right, other stuff that went down. Rashad Evans retired. That was something. I'd like to say, you know, about time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was definitely time for Rashad to retire. I mean, Johnny Hendricks might have been a little surprising, but Rashad was like kind of surprising that he hadn't retired already. And then fuck, after his last performance, I mean, he's like what, coming off of 3 or 4 finishes in a row or something.
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't losing to no chumps. I think his last loss was to a chump, right? Basically.
I mean, well, there are no, you know, easy fights in the UFC. Like the Anthony Lionheart Smith kid that he lost to isn't a chump either. But I mean, you're talking about Rashad Evans. This is a cat that's a former champion, top of the food chain fighter. So, you know, he wasn't losing to chumps, but he was losing to guys he shouldn't have been losing to. What he lost to Sam Alvey, didn't he? Am I making that up?
No, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think he got knocked out by Sam Alvey.
God damn, it's bad, man. He got stinky leg by Sam Alvey, man.
You know,
God damn.
He lost to some guys that he should have beat for sure long before this one. So, you know, it is what it is.
You're right. But you know, it's just one of those things where I thought there was still a little bit of mileage you could have done, kind of like the Nogueira type of deal where you put him up against like really up and coming guys that you really want to put that test to. But it seemed like they were just giving Rashad these like kind of easy wins, and he just wasn't able to win those fights either, like Fred is saying, you know. So,
well, I mean, that's when you knew it was over. When the fights that you knew, he should have won. Like it was like, here we go, Rashad. Here's a gimme fight. Should win the shit and you know, go out on a W. And he couldn't even come close. Like fucking Anthony Smith put him in the perfect position for that knee to the head and knocked him the fuck out. So I mean, I'm just glad he's not gonna be taking more damage, man.
I think a lot of that. I think you know, a little bit of what Rashad's thing is too. It really goes to show you how much of this game is mental. Like I don't think Rashad is that far off physically. He's still, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not fucking, you know, 25 no more, but he doesn't look like shit physically. I don't think it's got nothing to do with it. I just think mentally he's not there no more. He's not in the game. He's not throwing with the right intent. He's just, it don't seem like he's been there for a while mentally. Like he just don't, you know, I think his heart wants to be there, but his mind hasn't really wanted to be in that cage for quite a while, it seems.
Right, especially once you get mind fucked, right? Fighting confidence has a lot to do with it. Confidence and not being like mind fucked on it. And the fact that, you know, he lost some of those fights pretty crazy. Well, I guess that should be. What up?
Right. Does this transition very well to the news of Max Holloway being concussed and still trying to fight and having to be pulled out medically by the doctor?
So I want, and we'll get right into UFC 226. So if you guys ever, I mean, everyone's heard, but Max Holloway out due to concussion-like symptoms, right? And it was weird because I watched that before the news came out. I watched that interview that he was doing with Bisping on UFC Tonight, and he looked very like slurry, right? And even Michael Bisping was like, "You tired or something? You look like you just just woke up." And then it turns out he had concussion-like symptoms. Doctors didn't let him, you know, didn't clear him to fight. So that fight's out. Ortega said no to, I think, Stevens.
No.
Right?
No. Wait. The timeline is that he went to the ER. The doctor cleared him, and then he went to do the open workouts. After the open workouts, he went back to his hotel, fell asleep, and then his team couldn't wake him up. They couldn't wake him up at all. And then actually, when they finally got him up, they took him back to the ER, and then that's when they told him he couldn't fight.
All right. Well, then we're missing part of the story. Is how did he get concussed in the first place? It must have been training, and they just said him, and you know, he just didn't say anything, or he just pushed on, right?
Cumulative, was that a word?
Cumulative strike. Yeah.
I mean, maybe just a build up.
Could have been
training camp and shit.
It's possible.
But he's also that type of guy, you know, them Hawaiians, you know, just throwing fists at each other and just trying to see who's the toughest guy out there. Ask Yancy Medeiros how he trains. So that might be a factor.
Yeah, it's you know, it's the point where you have to have your teammates like save you from yourself, right? It's and your coaches, and they gotta know you and gotta know like, hey, look, we need to cut this dude off or he's gonna keep going crazy. So we lost that fight.
Which for the record, did fucking suck.
Oh, that blew.
I fucking knew it. You know what? It's one of those deals too. I wasn't even that mad. I swear to God, when I seen it, I was like, there it is. I fucking knew it. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. They were asking me like who I thought was going to win the fight. Or those two fights, Stipe and DC and Ortega and Holloway. And I was just sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, God damn, these are some fucking good fights. And in that little moment, I'm like, there's no way we're going to get both these fights. This isn't how the MMA sphere works. There ain't no fucking way in hell both of these fights happen on the same card. Fucking the next day, Max Holloway's out. Fucking concussion-like symptoms or the like, which who even knows what the fuck that means, as cryptic as it sounds. I mean, from what you said, Jesse, it sounds like a fucking horror story. They couldn't wake him up and shit. Like, and quite frankly, that sounds horrible. Sounds like he might not want to fight for a fucking while. What the fuck? Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on with that, but none of that sounds fucking good. But it does suck, though. That was an amazing fight, and there goes that.
Yeah, and Dana White was saying that, you know, he said Max Holloway's not going to fight for a while. We're going to send him to get, you know, some tests done. We're going to take care of him. So hopefully they go through with that, and he can come back as soon as possible, but not too damn soon. So you know, because health comes first. So now we have we lost that fight, and I think the Perry Felder fight got put up. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank God this card was fucking loaded. So
exactly,
you know,
right. So let's start off with the prelims here. Just start off and whatever fight you guys want to talk about, just stop me on the prelims. Jamie Moyle against Emily Whitmire kicks off the card on Fight Pass.
All due respect, you can skip that one.
Jamie Moyle, though, that's not. I mean, come on. I'm kidding. I don't know. Here's a good one: Dan Hooker against Gilbert Burns. That's a good fight.
There you go. That's a really good. There goes to show you the fucking depth of this card. Jesus Christ. The Hangman Hooker. What the fuck? Scrappy. Who was he calling? Who did he just beat?
Fuck.
He just beat somebody fucking relatively impressive, right? I feel like
pull up his record.
Dan the Hangman Hooker is coming off of some kind of an impressive win.
Every time he fights, like, people just doubt this dude, and he just
that's me. I always don't think he's going to win, and I feel like the last guy he fought was somebody I thought for sure he wasn't going to win, and he fucking did.
I think it was some. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah,
and he knocked Jim Miller out with a knee in the first round.
There you go. I was actually really, really impressed with that. Jim Miller might be a bit long in the tooth, but he's no fucking joke. He is a tough, scrappy veteran in every sense of the word. So that's a legit fucking win.
Fuck yeah.
Gilbert Burns is he the BJJ guy? Like the real fucking strong BJJ game.
Yeah, he's done a lot of like no gi grappling, or gi too, but he's done a lot of grappling tournaments and stuff.
Real fucking strong looking kid. Is he undefeated?
No, he's not. He's got 2 losses, and those losses against Michael Prazeres by decision and Rashid Magomedov by decision. But he's coming off 2 knockouts in a row to punches. He knocked out Jason Sago in September 2017, and April this year Dan Moray. So he's only 31.
He looked good. All that being said, nonetheless, I think I'm gonna have to go with old Hangman Hooker on this one. If fool me once, shame on me. Yeah. Whatever. I'm not going to pull the George Bush here, but I'm going to go. For the record, George Bush gets way too much shit about that saying. It is fucking confusing.
What the fuck? All right, look. I'm going with the Gilbert Burns, man, the jiu-jitsu, but not just the jiu-jitsu and everything. If it goes to the ground, great, right? And Hooker can hang with a lot of guys, but I like Gilbert Burns and his striking recently, so I'm gonna take him by knockout. Who are you picking there, Jesse?
I'm always riding with Hangman Hooker. I think I was the only one on the panel last time that picked him against Jim Miller. Just because I think
all right, Jesus, there ain't no need to show off, son.
no.
I think I was the last one. I think only one last time.
No. I think I have a lot more faith in his jiu-jitsu skills. And I think he's actually a lot better than he's shown. And I think this is going to be a pretty good showcase for him. Too bad not a lot of people are going to see him being on Fight Pass, but whatever.
Right.
He's a lanky prick, though, which I guess could work to his benefit, but could also get a limb snatch too if he's not careful. But I think that he'll be able to keep his distance and keep the fight standing. It seems like, I don't know. I guess we'll see exactly how good old Gilbert Burns is in this fight.
All right. Next up, we have Curtis Melander against Max Griffin, the last guy to beat. I think he's the last guy to beat Mike Perry in February this year by decision or something. Taking a Curtis Melander, I think. Who is riding? Yeah. Who's he won his UFC debut against Thiago Alves at UFC Fight Night 126. That Cowboy Yancy Medeiros card knocked him out second round. So we don't, Curtis Melander's he's got hands, man. He's got hands.
Thiago Alves is 147 years old too, as far as it goes.
And he's cut his body to shit. You know what I mean? All that cut to 170, 155 and everything fucked him up for life. I like Max Griffin in this one.
All because of Dolce.
Dolce?
Yeah, Dolce is the one that convinced him to go down to 155.
Okay, is Dolce still batting 1,000?
Yeah, because he doesn't have that many fighters on his under his belt no more.
Yeah. They took who's the one that has him now? George Lockhart has like everybody now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
These fucking fighters are fucking. I don't know, man.
We had one guy miss today, and even it was Michael Chiesa missed 155, came in at 157.5, and immediately on the scale goes, "This is my last fight at 55. Fuck this shit. I'm moving up."
Yeah, I seen him. Michael Chiesa looked like he was a cunt hair away from death. I don't know what the fuck is going on with these guys. Like, boys, some of y'all just can't make that weight.
They asked him too. They were like, "You want to keep cutting?" He was like, "Nah, fuck that."
Fuck, give up the ghost, man. God damn, y'all look like shit on that fucking scale. And as far as the fucking dietitians go, goddamn, can't you look this shit up on the internet?
Oh, how to cut?
Man, yeah. George Lockhart. Ain't that motherfucker wrote a book or two or something?
Probably.
He's gonna kill me with this shit, man. Fucking what was the prick you was just saying? The earth-based nutrients prick.
Dolce.
Oh, Dolce.
Yeah. I seen him on the Noses show a couple times. Man, he ain't saying nothing that don't nobody know. Don't drink pop. No sugar, vegetables and fruits. You don't gain weight like that. No fucking shit.
No,
like,
but
what are we paying you for?
Well, what you're paying Dolce for is to be able to bring his food to you and then basically babysit you all the way down to whatever weight you have to make and then come back up. Healthy, quote unquote.
Fair enough, I guess. But again, like basically you're paying for a maid and a cook. Like
pretty much.
Jesus Christ. These guys literally like the book is out there. You know what to fucking eat and what not to eat. Fuck?
Shit. There's plenty of fighters whose wives do their fucking weight cut for them. You're right,
Sam Alvey.
Not that fucking hard, man. Fucking lots of vegetables and fruits, lean meats.
It's just discipline.
No fats, no sugar. Yeah, what the fuck?
It's a lot of discipline. I say that much. So, all right, who you guys picking this one? I'm taking Max Griffin.
Max Griffin.
Jesse.
Ooh. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna actually go with Melander, seeing as how he's on a 6 or 7 win streak there.
Yeah, but the LFA and fucking little promotions. LFA is good, but it's not.
LFA is not horrible. Plus, he was in Bellator before and all that, so I'm gonna give him the shot. So,
all right, fight after that, she could be a firefight. Lando Venata against Drakkar Klose. Lando Venata, we know, is the he'll spam fucking spin kicks, eat every fucking shot possible. Who are you picking here, Jesse?
It's a tough one just because of Klose's last loss against David Tamor.
Right.
Venata kind of has that same style, but then also you got to look at how Venata's been kind of up and down recently. Since that awesome introduction to him against Tony Ferguson. So I guess I'll go with Drakkar Klose. I think he's just got that extra ability to in the striking department to win this fight.
Right, and Venata lost the decision to that decision to David Timur, but then he drew against Bobby Green. You guys remember that fight?
Yep.
Kind of a firefight, and he ended up drawing against him. So meanwhile, Drakkar Close, if I can pull up his fucking thing here, he's coming off a loss to David Timur. So both guys have lost to the same guy. Before that, he had a nice his long ass win streak. He beat Mark Diakese, however you say his name, Devin Powell, but no one really of much prestige past that. So I actually like Venata in this one. Some kind of like spammy head kicks or something. Fred, picking.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, man. This will be a fun fight. I think we can all rest assured of that. This will definitely be a fun fight. But I think Groovy Lando is a little bit too technical. I mean, I suppose we'll see, but not even just too technical, but also more willing to risk it in the striking department. Like he's more willing to shoot for that finish, and I appreciate that.
Shit, we all live with Warriors, man. Fucking not the basketball team. It's like Warriors. Fuck the Golden State Warriors. I'll say that shit right now, and I'm going over there next.
Fucking cheap. Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Fucking Eddie, how dare you disrespect the Golden State Warriors? They'll fucking cut your connection right out, buddy.
Well, the next fight up on the card is Rob Font against Rafael Sunsao, a bantamweight fight there. So, Fred, honestly, do you think that a Sunsao is at the time where, he should have had a shot, and this is now like either, get off the toilet type of point for him? Like it's time for him to make a move now?
He's moving up to 35, right?
That's 35, yeah.
Oh, okay. True. Yeah, definitely. Quite frankly, I don't care what he does on the pot right now. He can shit, get off of it, stay on it. I don't give a fuck. I'm going with fucking Rob Font. More upside. You know what I mean?
Rob Font's legit. People for some reason just always fucking doubt that dude, and he ends up fucking proving them wrong. So I like Rob Font in this one too. Jesse, who'd you pick?
Damn, both of you guys picking Rob Font. I agree with both of you, but I also think that the one factor for me is that a Sunsao has a little bit more power, and it seems like Rob Font kind of struggles with people that have power. I think he got KO'd or TKO'd by Lineker. So I think that's going to be the deciding factor there. So
I think I remember that fight. I think he got hurt, but he ended up losing the decision to Lineker. But he is coming off a TKO win over Thomas Almeida, which, if I remember correctly, shocked the shit out of me. That Thomas Almeida is gonna fuck his world up.
Yeah. Thomas Almeida's a fucking beast.
Almeida's a bad motherfucker, and he's young as shit. And I'm sure he's learning as he goes. But meanwhile, since I was on a 3-fight win streak, decision wins over Aljamain Sterling and Marlon Moraes, split decision wins over both guys, and then he finished Matthew Lopez by knockout. Actually about a little under a year ago. So
yeah, you're right. He lost the decision to Lineker, Rob Font. Yep.
So, all right, moving on here. Uriah Hall against Paulo Costa. This is a fight that's exciting as long as Uriah Hall made weight, and he made weight. Fucking surprised the fuck out of everybody. Everyone thought, like, in order of people missing weight, it'd be Uriah Hall, Anthony Pettis, and maybe Michael Chiesa. The only one that fucking missed was Michael Chiesa, which fucking sucks. But Uriah Hall made weight. Paulo Costa made weight. This is a hard one to pick. Paulo Costa is a big fucking dude. Like, how he has passed the USADA testing consistently is beyond me. Like, I'm starting to think this guy actually might be real. You know
is he that fucking prick that had that name that he don't want to be called no more?
Bohachinia?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, yeah. Uriah Hall, in the words of the great BJ Penn, you're dead.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Uriah Hall on that one. Who you picking, Fred? You're picking, obviously, Paulo Costa, right?
Yeah. More than China. That fucking guy.
Yeah.
Who the fuck did he fight last? That goddamn dude looked like a superhero.
Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah. Well, listen, I know Johnny Hendricks is a bit of a fucking.
Oh, dude, I remember that. I remember we all tuned in to watch that fight. We're all kind of looking away from the TV. We're like, fuck. And then he fucked Johnny Hendricks up by TKO in the second round. So
nonetheless.
Yeah. And dude, this dude's fucking Paulo Costa is fucking undefeated, right? In the last 3 fights in the UFC, the only fights in the UFC, TKO went over Gareth McLean, TKO went over Oluwale Bangbos, and TKO went over Johnny Hendricks. He'll fuck your world up if you let him. Uriah Hall is he's not. I mean, who's had a worse start with all the hype than him. You know what I mean? People were calling him the next Anderson Silva and shit because of his technique and the way he fights, but came out of the fucking gates pretty slow. But he has that TKO win over Krzysztof Jotko recently, and that's a much needed win for him because he had 3 losses in a row before that. So, oh shit, check out the 3 losses he had before that: Gegard Mousasi, Derek Brunson, and fucking Robert Whitaker.
Fair enough. That almost that's almost misleading. I was just thinking that too. You said 3 losses. I was like, oh yeah, he gonna get it. But
those are killers, man. So
yeah, you have to pick 3 better dudes to lose to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you go back through his whole record of losses, even outside the UFC, he lost to Chris Weidman, Costas Philippou, then Kelvin Gastelum, John Howard, Rafael Natal. Those are all his losses. There ain't no chumps in that, in that little run of losses. So I'm gonna go with Uriah Hall. I don't know. I think it's gonna be an interesting fight. I'm gonna go with Uriah Hall.
All right. Well, I'm taking the other guy to fuck Uriah Hall's world up. So Paulo Costa is gonna win this shit, in my opinion. All right. Moving on. Next fight: Gokhan Saki against Khalil Rountree. This is a fucking fight. All right. Both of these guys, dude, if they just keep it standing the whole time, which I don't think Rountree will do, but if they just keep it standing the whole time, it's gonna be a fucking bloodbath, right? Gokhan Saki, obviously, he's 1-1. First fight in his first MMA fight was in let's see if I can find it. 2004.
Yeah, he's basically 1-0.
Yeah, we basically 1-0. But then he knocked out Henrique Silva this last September. So that's and that dude's always exciting to watch, especially in kickboxing. Khalil Rountree riding a 2-fight win streak. His last fight was I think it was a loss, and they overturned it to a no contest because his opponent tested positive for some banned substance. So he's got wins over Daniel Jolly and Paul Craig in the UFC, losses to Tyson Pedro and Andrew Sanchez. So this should be a pretty good fucking fight. I would love to pick Gokhan Saki, but I'm gonna pick Khalil Rountree in this one. I just think he will. I'm rooting for Saki. Fuck that. Gokhan Saki's a bad motherfucker. Khalil Rountree's gonna just try and take his ass down. I think it's just all he's gonna do the whole fight.
Maybe. Yeah.
Brad, who are you picking?
I'm going with Gokhan Saki. I mean, I hope we'll see what happens, but I mean, I suppose he could get taken down and exposed in that department. But I'm going to just go ahead and hope that he wins, because if he does, it'll be super exciting, and it'll be fun. They're at 205, right?
Yeah, 205.
Yeah, light heavyweight needs some kind of name. If Gokhan Saki can get a few more little knockouts under his belt, he might be able to actually fucking generate a little bit of buzz for that division.
I hear you, dude. I hear you. Jesse, who are you picking?
Man, this is kind of one of those things where they kind of want Gokhan Saki to win, right? Like,
can you imagine he wins?
Can you imagine they're like, okay, who can we give Gokhan Saki? Khalil Rountree? Yeah. Why not? Like, that guy doesn't have too much, too much wrestling. He's not very good, so we're just gonna put him up against Gokhan Saki. I mean, you look at his record and you look at everything he did, even in the Tough House. I mean, it wasn't impressive. He's not very impressive by any means necessary.
Right.
So I mean, this is just like an obvious ploy to try to put over Gokhan Saki. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Rountree. I think he's gonna surprise everybody. I think he's gonna knock out Saki in the second round.
All right. Let's move on to the next
knock
fight.
Him out.
Whoa. Yeah.
Rountree to knock out Gokhan Saki?
Yeah.
Little ground and pound.
No, I'm gonna say he's gonna finish him on the feet.
Have you seen? I mean, okay, I'll give you this. Rountree kicks like a mule. All right, so does Gokhan Saki, but Rountree's got ridiculous, bigger than Benson Henderson legs, if I remember correctly. So that'll be kind of nasty to get hit by. All right, next fight up. I think the first fight on the main card: Michael Chiesa against Anthony Pettis. Michael Chiesa missed. Wait, no, that's not the first fight, right? That's the last fight on the prelims.
No, Gokhan Saki is now the first fight. Now Michael Chiesa is the next fight. They moved everything up one because they lost that fight. Co-main.
Gotcha. Okay, Michael Chiesa against Anthony Pettis, former lightweight champion Anthony Pettis against Michael Chiesa, who probably should have fought for the title by now, except that he lost to Kevin Lee by rear naked choke in a weird finish. If you guys remember, and in June of last year. And then he lost to the fucking Dolly again, the fucking Conor McGregor threw. Lost to that motherfucker. And now this is where we are. So, note, here's the note. Michael Chiesa did miss weight by, I think, 1.5 pounds. And Anthony Pettis came in at 156, which is kind of embarrassing that Anthony Pettis beat you on the weight on the scale. Kind of sucks. But Michael Kiss did say on the scale that he's not going to fight at 155 anymore. He's like, this is my last fight at 55, so expect him to move up to welterweight. He's had like a historically shitty weight cut, so I mean, it's expected, I guess, to have a shitty, to possibly miss weight. Pettis coming off a loss against Dustin Poirier as well, submission loss, body triangle. So it's, I mean, loser against loser, I guess, but. Is it really Michael Kiss did this at the fucking okay? So I watched the real weigh-ins and I watched the fake weigh-ins, right? They do the face-offs at the fake weigh-ins. Michael Chiesa started talking shit to Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis was like, "You didn't even make weight, dude. You didn't even make weight." And Michael Chiesa says, "Yeah, you're off the Bellator now, boy." And I'm like, "Ooh, is this? If Anthony Pettis loses, is he done in the UFC?" Starting here with Fred.
Possibly. I don't know how many fucking fights he has on his contract. I don't think that the UFC would cut him per se, but if he's towards the end of his contract or if this is his last fight, then maybe. I don't know how much money Anthony Pettis still makes per fight either. That probably has a little bit to do with it. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be they have lost, fighters that are on more of a run than Anthony Pettis is right now. That's for sure. So it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. That being said, I don't think Pettis is going to lose to Chiesa.
Yeah, I think they're both. I think Pettis has the upper hand on the striking, but I think they're probably pretty similar in jiu-jitsu as far as ground game goes. Probably.
I just feel like the way that Chiesa usually wins fights, I don't think will work against Anthony Pettis. Possibly, but styles make fights. Anthony Pettis usually loses against people that can break him, but kind of like physically. I don't think that Chiesa's smothering grappling game is going to be the thing that breaks Anthony Pettis. Maybe, I guess he might get like a boring decision, but I think that Anthony Pettis is going to be able to fuck Michael Chiesa up on the feet. TKO.
All right,
second round.
Cool. Who you picking, Jesse?
I'm going with Chiesa. Actually, for that same reason that Fred just said, I think Chiesa's style is that really ridiculous style of just kind of wearing on you, just breaking you down. And I think that's, if you've kind of noticed, that's the trouble Anthony Pettis has had in the past against guys that kind of grind on him, put him up against the cage, dirty box him and everything, take him down, just kind of wear him out. Don't let him get settled and kind of do his exciting things that he likes to do. Fred, just a little, I looked it up here. It looks like when he wasn't the main event, he won $135,000 in a loss. And for not being a main event, it was $90,000 that they paid him. So, I mean, maybe $90,000 is a little bit on the high side, but he's still a name. He still can draw, I think, especially if you put him in good matchups. So,
I'll tell you how they do it, man. You just put that one highlight kick, the off the wall kick he did on Benson Henderson. Put that shit on a loop, and people will tune in to watch. Right? Shout out in the YouTube comments to Jeremiah saying, "What up? What's good, man?" Frederick says, "Felder gonna start wrecking welterweight boys," and he says, "What you mean? Pettis ground game is up to snuff. Smothering ground game, RDA crushed him. The smothering ground game, we're talking about Chiesa, I'm pretty sure. So, Chiesa does have a really good ground game. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next fight. And I'm picking Anthony Pettis. Kind of a nostalgia pick, but Michael Chiesa wins. I won't be surprised. All right, this fight's gonna be fucking fun. You got Paul Felder moving up to 170 against Mike Perry. Okay, when they were facing off or whatever, there's no size difference. You know what I mean? Like
Paul Felder's a big 55er.
Paul Felder's a big 55er, and he's about to get into welterweight, just like Frederick's saying, he's gonna start wrecking welterweight. How does his style? Jesse, do you think how does this match up to Mike Perry? Like, who do you favor in this one?
Oh, I'm going with what's his name, Paul Felder. I just think that he's matured enough to where it's finally caught up to his actual abilities. Right. If you look early on in his career, going against Edson Barbosa, Ross Pearson, those were like his very he was barely getting his feet under him, and his fight IQ has grown so much since then, especially because he started to do the analytics side of everything. He's calling fights. and that, you ask any of those guys that do that, I mean, it just brings your fight IQ so high. And I think he knows. I mean, the blueprint is out there, right? Against Mike Perry. It's just don't stand in the pocket with him.
Yeah.
Pepper him from the outside and don't let him hit you with the heavy hands that he's got. But if you get into a fist fight with him, yeah, Mike Perry's going to knock you out because he's got heavy hands. But
you don't want to get into a brawl with Mike Perry.
Yeah, exactly. I think of Mike Perry. Whatchamacallit? What's the guy at 155 that just loves the brain damage?
The damage?
Justin Gaethje.
No, Justin Gaethje.
Oh shit!
See, that would be a perfect matchup for both of those guys because they just love to eat damage like it's nothing. So,
Yeah.
But I think Paul Felder is going to be the fighter with the best IQ here, and he's going to just pick apart Mike Perry. It'll be a fun fight though.
Yeah, I think, and Frederick makes a good point. He says, "Do you guys think he's going to fall into Perry's let's scrap attitude?" In the past, Felder has shown a hothead and gets fucking crazy. I agree. He can't let himself do that. Like his coach needs to be in his ear the entire time. Like, don't get in a fucking brawl with this dude. Stay as technical as you can and play your do your game plan. So I like Paul Felder as well. I like his technical ability. I like just like you were saying, his maturity, right? Just and the same point that Frederick was saying. Like, I don't think he's gonna be rushing into a brawl of any kind, unless he's losing. Unless someone Mike Perry comes out and he's got like the first 2 rounds, then Paul Felder's like, "Fuck it, let's knock each other out, see what happens." So and Paul Felder's really, he's a lot of fun to watch. I'm just excited for this fight because it's gonna be a scrap no matter what. Like I don't think this fight's gonna go to the ground for shit.
That's the whole crux of this fight too, though.
Right?
Will Paul Felder get drug into a fucking slobber knocker? Because that's pretty much the only way Perry can win, which is a very viable option. Right. But like, if Paul Felder plays it safe and stays on the outside and picks dude apart, I don't think it's a stretch to say that Paul Felder is the better striker. You know what I mean? He's the cleaner striker. If he doesn't put himself in no bad spots and he doesn't start getting like emotional, he should very well at least be able to, pick Perry apart.
Yeah.
But Felder does get emotional. So that's the thing. Is he going to get emotional and try to get that knockout? He's going to be at 70. He's going to be fucking feeling great and strong. I think Paul Felder will win. But for the sake of having fun, I'm picking Mike Perry.
Can I ask you guys how you guys feel about Mike Perry just willy-nilly using the N-word now that he's 1% or 2% black? What was it, 1% or 2%?
So, okay, here we go. Gem City Jesus podcast segment of the show. What do you think of that, Fred? Because I thought that was like, I'm like, nah, dude, you still can't say it. What's wrong with you? Like,
I don't know what he's doing. I think he's so
that's what I thought too.
I think he's trolling.
I'm hoping.
I don't think it's the proper thing to be trolling about, and it might get him socked in the mouth in certain areas of the country. But Mike Perry doesn't seem like the type of person that's too terribly worried about getting socked in the mouth. So, I mean, listen, does 1% give you enough right to say that word? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. I'm pretty sure you got to clock in at least 50% before you get to say that word. Like Drake can say it, but Drake's like half and half. So he's in there. But like Childish Gambino, you know what I mean? It looks like he's fucking got about some Filipino in him and shit. And I know he made This Is America, but he might be on the borderline. Mike Perry is a fucking negatory.
Again, on your segment of the show, okay, that whole Childish Gambino thing. I've heard people make that same argument, like he's not black. I'm like, looks black.
No, I think he's like half Filipino though.
He might be. I'm not sure. I think you're right.
I think he's biracial, and his fucking child is biracial with a white woman. Just for the record.
Look, man, I can tell you from experience, man. Then white women got some weird powers over us.
Listen, I can tell you from experience too. It's a bit overrated.
Hey, look, man. When we get what we can't have, we hold on to that shit. All right. So I'm picking. So you're taking Mike Perry, and then me and Jesse take Paul Felder. All right. Co-main event of the evening was supposed to be Max Holloway against Brian Ortega. Instead, we get actually a pretty fun fucking fight. That's gonna be fucking nutty. Francis Ngannou against Derek Lewis. This is gonna be a fucking fight. Did you guys see? Did you guys watch the fake weigh-ins?
No, I haven't watched them yet. I'm probably going to watch them. Well,
so
it's more
right. So Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis at the press conference the other day at the face-offs, they literally just was like, like staring each other down like this close, right? And Dana White had to get in between them or whatever, and send them to their sides or whatever. And then today on the fake weigh-ins, they faced off, and Derek Lewis was right in his face. Dana White splits them apart, right? And Derek Lewis goes, "No, it's cool. I can do this. We can do this shit." They get real fucking close. Francis Ngannou whispers something in his ear, and Derek Lewis just shoves him fucking hard backwards. And the entire fucking stage is crazy. These two giant dudes are gonna fucking try and wreck each other before the fight.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so it's I don't know what Ngannou said to him, man. I don't know what he said to him.
Check that out though.
I bet you up. Maybe it was something about Ronda Rousey, like Ronda Rousey ain't nothing to look at or something.
Oh, that's evil, man. Derek Lewis is like, I gotta fight harder now. Ronda might be watching. Shit. But anyway, regardless, this is a fight between look, everyone's been wanting this fight for a while, right? Right?
Oh yeah.
This
is fucking, like
this is like a couple years, like a year in the making. But
violence at its best.
Right. So Frederick says, okay, because Frederick said he was gonna shut up for a bit. Now he's like, okay, I can't. Derek Lewis is gonna KO Ngannou, man. Watch.
Wow.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, look, if anyone's gonna gas out faster than Ngannou, it's Derek Lewis. So he's got to throw heavy bombs like immediately, right? Like who are you picking, Jesse?
Man, this is one of the toughest fights because I really, really like the Black Beast.
Black Beast.
But I mean, I don't know, man. Look, I think Ngannou is a little overrated in the sense that people, and I'm one of those victims. I think that he was the best thing to come into heavyweight, brought some, eyes to the heavyweight division, but just didn't evolve with, the height that he achieved of becoming a number one contender. So honestly, I just think Derek Lewis has that, ability to maybe take the damage and actually dish it back to Ngannou. And I think this might be the first time that Ngannou is going to face somebody that's able to knock him out the same way that he's able to knock out. Derek Lewis has already been there. He fought Mark Hunt, went 4 rounds with him before he got TKO'd. And he stopped other people that have heavy hands. Roy Nelson, what was it? Marcin Tybura, I think was another one that he knocked out. Yeah, his last fight. So I mean, it just, to me, the Black Beast, I think, has the ability, and he's been there before against these heavy hitters. So I think he's probably going to find a way to do it. And I actually think he's going to use his wrestling. Surprise, surprise. I think he's going to go right up against the cage, take him down, and then just smush him.
That's exactly what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to take him down and just, TKO him on the ground. Or maybe not TKO him, because I mean, Steve couldn't do it, but I think Derek Lewis could probably pull it off. Frederick's saying it's either going to be Dada 5000 heart attack in the octagon or the most ridiculous knockout of the year. That's exactly what I'm going for. I really want to see Derek Lewis win. I really do. I want to see Derek Lewis fight for the heavyweight title. Just because it's Derek fucking Lewis, man. He was saving people in this fucking lifted, truck, Ford truck, whatever it was, in Houston when it was flooding. This giant dude was getting out, lifting people, and carrying them to his pickup truck. Come on, Derek Lewis, let's get you a title shot, dog. Knock this dude out.
Yeah, man. I agree with you on that token. I would love to see Derek Lewis get the win. He's a fucking veteran in the sport at this point. He's a fun guy. He's always exciting to watch. Yeah. He definitely deserves it. All that being said, look, other than the major chink in his armor that Stipe exposed, Francis Ngannou has seemed pretty fucking phenomenal. People tend to forget what he did to Overeem because of, his fight with Stipe. Francis Ngannou's a goddamn animal.
Yeah.
And fucking punches like a fucking freight train. So, look, Derek Lewis could try to wrestle, and if he does start wrestling, it would change this fight up a little bit. But I feel like he's going to come out and try to stand and bang for a little bit.
Okay.
And Ngannou only needs one. And Derek Lewis's striking, defense, and head movement aren't really the greatest in the world for all of me. Like, he can get tagged. And with somebody like Francis, like, you only get tagged once, and that's it.
All right. Well, shit.
Francis got no first round knockout.
God damn.
Ooh.
First round knockout. Ronda Rousey's gonna be in tears in the front row, man. Why you gotta do that to her? All right. Moving on. Main event of the evening, the super fight. Stipe Miocic against Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier is the underdog somehow. Well, we know why. Stipe is a bad motherfucker, but he's the underdog. Undefeated at heavyweight. All the storylines you can come up with that. And then gets up and trips over a speaker and scares the shit out of everybody. If you guys have seen The Last Embedded, they showed the behind the scenes of that. He fucking trips, eats total shit, lays down for a few seconds, gets helped up by Dana White and somebody else. And then he's limping in the back and he's like massaging his leg, saying, fuck. And he's stomping his foot, trying to get feeling back in the leg, right? But he seemed okay. Seems like he's all right with the weigh-ins and shit. So I think he's fine. But
all due respect, Eddie, that does not sound okay.
Right. I'm hoping that he's okay. All right.
Fucking stomping your leg to get filling back in your foot. I mean, listen, honestly, what's going on with these guys? Who are these people? Yeah, I seen him fall. Don't get me wrong. It looked like he took a little nasty spill.
Yeah.
My fucking 7-year-old does that 4 times a day. All of a sudden, he can't feel his foot and his knee. Like, who the fuck was the other prick that fucking tripped over a court and blew his whole ACL?
That's Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson. Another one that fucking, I mean, Jesus Christ. For being the toughest dudes on earth, these fuckers are slightly fragile.
Yeah, he kind of, yeah.
Look, he did fall, and that is worrisome, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Fucking massaging his leg in the back and can't feel his foot. Like, what
John Smith referring to the speaker that tripped DC, he goes, Tony put it there. That'd be great. Meanwhile, and Dana White afterwards was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then he and then he fucking like starts asking, like, why is that even there? Like, dude, you should have been asking this shit like forever ago. But anyway, pick the fight, man. I'm taking Daniel Cormier to be the champ, the second champ. And then he's gonna retire. I don't think these last 2 fights is bullshit to me. I think he's gonna retire personally. Let's go with Jesse here, real quick.
Man, it's an interesting fight because just at the fact that Stipe has been able to evolve so radically, ever since his loss against the Stefan Struve.
Yeah.
He kind of learned something. Who knows what the hell he learned from that fight, but he's just been on a tear since then. But DC, I think the factor here is the fact that he's undefeated at heavyweight. He doesn't have to deplete his body to make 205, which, for some reason is so difficult for him. He just enjoys, not Popeyes, right? He doesn't like Popeyes or something. That's what Derek Lewis said that he wants to fight him for, because he disrespected Popeyes. But there's something weird about DC not really wanting to do that weight cut. And I think the ability to absorb damage is going to be a big difference here. I think a lot of people are saying that, Stipe is a big guy. He's an actual heavyweight, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, the people that DC has fought at heavyweight, they know chumps, man. Bigfoot Silva, Frank Mir, Roy Nelson, Josh Barnett. Those guys can hit. They're pretty big dudes. They know how to wrestle and strike and everything. Honestly, I just don't see any area where you can say Stipe is the best, right? That he's better than DC. His wrestling, it's not better than DC's. His striking, it's not better than DC's. Just everything. There's just no area I think that Miocic can actually win this fight. And I think there's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of people at just how good DC really is without having to cut too much weight and all that stuff. So I think DC dominant win, maybe a 5-rounder all the way, but I think it's just going to be a dominant just beating.
All right, Fred.
Nope. That was cute. Hey, Zeus, what you just did there, that whole little thing you just did there, landed out like that. But I don't think that Daniel Cormier is a better striker than Stipe. I think that you
really
might be high from the paint fumes in that room.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Do you know what striking means, Jesus? Yes, striker.
Wait. Let's go back to the John Jones fight in that first round. Who outstruck who? DC outstruck John Jones in the first round. That's it. That's all I need to tell you.
Did you? What? Jesus Christ, Jesus, you're losing all credibility here. Did you just refer to a fight in which DC got snuffed in
Mm-hmm.
to try to make a point about him being a better striker than Stipe
Yep.
Miocic, the
Yep.
dude that knocked out Fabricio Verdum on the back foot and
Yes.
also fucking
As
slept?
Fabrizio was running at him with his chin up high in the air, that even Mr. Kirby here could have knocked out. Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I enjoy a good compliment or two, that's not true. You understand me? Look, uh, I do think that is where the fight will be had. I think that obviously, I don't think that even DC thinks that he's a better striker than Stipe, and even if he does believe that, I don't think that he feels like that's where his best shot to win the fight is. I think we all know that DC's probably going to come out, try to close that distance as fast as possible, and get his hands on Stipe and either smush him against the cage or drag him to the ground. The question becomes, how often can Stipe get him off of him, and how hard can he hit him moving backwards? And I do feel like Stipe is really good at striking off of the back foot. Verdum was rushing in, but nonetheless, Stipe was, stepping back when he landed a precise shot right on fucking Fabricio's button and slept him. I think that that'll be a lot harder to do to DC, but I do feel like eventually Stipe is going to catch DC. And I think that he's going to finish DC with strikes. Like listen, if John Jones can catch DC with a head kick, then God damn it, Stipe Miocic can catch DC with a head kick. It's not impossible.
Dude, watch him actually pull that off.
DC has looked great at heavyweight, but he is long in the tooth. He's not fucking 28. Like, he's older. Listen, he fucking tripped over a fucking speaker. His left foot went numb. Who knows?
Look, I agree with you just because of the fact that I think Stipe was it the Joe Rogan podcast where he talked about some nerve that he had like in his leg or something where like his mobility was shot. And then after he found out about said nerve that he could massage or whatever, while he's sitting on the toilet, he is able to actually throw high kicks and everything. So that's the only thing that gives me pause is a flexible, not stiff Stipe is super dangerous because, as Fred Kirby said, he's a guy that you just don't count out. I mean, this guy has been upsetting fighters left and right. Guys that Ngannou, guy that's supposed to hit hard, knock people out. I mean, he just utterly obliterated him.
And listen, it should be noted too that he did get hit by Ngannou. Yeah. It's not like Ngannou fucking thunderstruck him a couple times. His face still looked like shit after that fight, but he still won the fight. So that's almost even a little more impressive that he didn't just completely like skunk out Ngannou. Ngannou did knock the shit out of him. So, DC can crack, but I don't see DC knocking out Stipe. I mean, he very well could get a hold of him and end up submitting him later in the fight or something. I think that DC is definitely the better grappler. I don't think nobody's going to try to argue that. If DC gets a hold of him, there's going to be a lot to fucking deal with there. But Stipe's a big motherfucker too, man. Now, I don't think that he'll be able to do anything with DC, but I think maybe his size can at least negate a little bit of DC's skill to maybe at least get him the fuck off of him from time to time. Maybe.
I mean, I agree with you, and I see the what is it, the Ohio blood running through you there, Fred. But I think my biggest concern is the fact that a guy that has great wrestling in what was it what's the guy that just went to Bellator?
Yoda?
Josh Barnett.
Oh, right.
Josh Barnett is well known for his very unique style of wrestling, and even his style of wrestling was no match for DC. I mean, DC tossed him in the air like nothing. And Barnett's not a little guy, man. Barnett is a huge guy. And I think he's actually bigger than Stipe. Honestly, this is just one of those interesting fights where I'd rather not really put my chips on one house or another and just enjoy and watch these two go at it. Honestly, I think it's going to be a great fight.
That's true, but if DC beats Stipe, it does fucking throw a little bit of a kink in the heavyweight division and just in general. Like it for you know, the sanctity of the divisions, I feel like DC needs to lose this one so he can just go back down to 205 and everything can just kind of.
Well, or then you get John Jones coming back at the end of the year, and then after that, whoever wins that goes against Brock Lesnar, right?
I don't want to hear shit about John Jones, so he's actually back.
Well,
he's gonna fuck it up anyway when he comes back. He's gonna.
That's what I mean. If DC wins, right, he becomes the heavyweight champion. Yeah. And then what's next? A bunch of malarkey.
Go home. That's what I would do.
A bunch of malarkey. Even as much as I love John Jones, even though he's a cheating cocksucker, as much as I like that dude, he shouldn't just get to come back and fight for the heavyweight belt.
Yeah, but he will.
He's never had one fight at heavyweight, And then Brock Lesnar, goddamn, that cheating cocksmoker surely shouldn't just get to waltz back into the UFC and fight for the fucking belt. Dude flat fucking cheated on the way out the door and was like, oh, it's all good. How long is it? 2.5. Cool beans. I'll just wait it out and then, dive back in the pool and cheat again. You know what I mean? Just like, what the fuck?
Look, drug tests. Drug tests are intelligence tests. That's fucking well known. So
fucking Brock Lesnar aced the intelligence test. He went, I don't care. I'm gonna fail it. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna collect. I'm gonna bounce back here and fucking wait out the suspension and come right back. Like, how do you fucking negate that?
Fred, wouldn't you be interested in DC versus Brock Lesnar though? Isn't that a really interesting match for you?
Put them next to each other, just standing. Does that not weird you the fuck out? Does that not look like it's gonna be like child abuse?
I mean,
as big as DC is,
it's a fun fight if it's not for the heavyweight belt.
Yeah, I don't want to see Brock.
If DC loses, I would like to see that fight. That would be real fun then. But if he wins, it's like, what the fuck, Brock Lesnar? He just gets the waltz in.
Yeah, and then he leaves to go do fake fighting for a little while longer.
Again, yeah. Fuck, God forbid Brock Lesnar actually wins and tests positive again.
And DC gets the belt back.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
The greatest of all time. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So who'd you pick? You picked the Ohio boy, Fred?
Yeah, I'm picking the Ohio boy. So you make a point. You pricks, or who are you picking, Eddie?
I'm picking DC, man.
Okay, we got to get out of here soon because the other fights are starting now.
Yep.
If DC does win, is he the GOAT?
He's in the he'll be in the argument based on being a champion and being champ. I don't think anyone's gonna like put him as the GOAT though, or even like top 3.
Why? Because of John Jones?
Because John Jones knocked him the fuck out. That's probably why. I mean, that's all I can think of. And I hate to give John Jones that much credit because he's on the juice and shit, but
yeah, because he cheated. I mean, we gotta Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I love that we just don't like we count that he cheated, but not really.
We count that he cheated. No, we count that he cheated as far as him being in the UFC and being able to fight in MMA, right? We don't count it when we talk about DC, right? We talk about like he didn't cheat with that fucking head kick and probably cheated on the first fight too. So. Right.
It's hard to. I mean, obviously that will never go away, but it kind of fucked up. It really almost does kind of fucking promote the idea of cheating. I mean, seriously, look what Brock Lesnar did, and if he comes back, he'll still sell a shitload of tickets, and he still might fight for the belt. Look at what John Jones did. He flat fucking cheated. He took some shit that make your bones more dense, knocks DC out, and now DC could go on to be the champ of the biggest champs you could ever be champ of. Yep. And the first thing we'll say is, but John Jones knocked you out.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter that he was flat fucking cheating. Like, only in our sport, man, could something like that happen. Like, if you're in a race and you take off 5 seconds before they say start, like, nobody would ever count that race as a win. Like, everybody be like, okay, true, but he cheated. Like, nah. That
I guess, but look at who was it? The cocky-eyed British guy that just retired, Bisping, right? Yeah. He fought a bunch of steroid infused guys, and he still made it to the top, and he's still considered one of the best.
Yeah, but he fucking got there with one fucking eye, like an eye, not even one fucking. He made it with like a quarter of an eye now, because now his other eye's giving him some shit. No, dude, here's the thing. With him, He fought a bunch of, like anytime he was this close to getting a title shot, he fought a roid head. And he got fucked.
Well,
right?
Listen, yeah, Bisping got the belt. But Bisping should wake up every fucking day and pray to the God that more than likely doesn't exist because he's a lucky motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, what's it called? The string theory? Where there's like infinite numbers of us doing, this is the one. This is that one gnarly universe where Bisping actually became champion. So soak it up, bro. Because in every other universe, you did what everybody thought you was going to do and just had a decent career as the guy that never became champion. Because that shit was a fucking...
We're in Avengers right now, and Doctor, what's his name?
Oh, no.
Strange.
Stop.
And Doctor Strange is like, how many of those, universes or, possibilities did we win? He goes, 1. Fucking Bisping hit the 1. Nah, all right.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, what are you gonna do? All right, real quick on YouTube comments before we go. Frederick says Stipe is a way better striker. His boxing cred, man. And then Gus outstruck Jones. MMA math blows. And even if he got Stipe down, talking about DC. Even if he got Stipe down, I don't think he could keep Stipe down. It's very possible. John Smith said he is not no John Jones. Individual 11 says, what if DC was faking it to trick Stipe? Yeah, I'm pulling straws. He's talking about the speaker thing where he like fell down and got hurt. What, he's faking it?
If he did that and it ever came out, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Best thing ever.
Yeah.
He faked that because his ass went down hard. If he faked that, best thing ever.
Hey, Fred. Yeah. We should let Fred go because I know his girl's fighting up next, Rachel Ostovich.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'll just get the pictures later. I don't really watch.
Yeah, she's fighting.
She'd be tweeting back with me. She'd be responding to my tweets and shit. And I'm gonna tell all you hoes out there right now, don't respond to my tweets because I take that the wrong way.
I take that the wrong way. That's the shit.
I almost made the most inappropriate joke I've ever made. It was so bad that I won't even say it. You know what? Yeah, I will. Fuck it. I'm the Harvey Weinstein of Twitter. How about that? Put that on your fucking list, you cunt.
Oh no! Oh, you just hashtagged us again, like Aaron did that one time. Put us on the list. Oh shit! All right. Real quick, just obviously, just like Jesse's saying, the fight's going on right now for till 27. You got nothing else to do, go ahead and watch it. I'm just gonna watch the main event because
if you're a loser like the rest of us on a Friday night, you can watch the fights, or if not, go get some fucking trim like a normal person.
I gotta go train. So all right, and then UFC 226, the online prelims kick off. Obviously, on Fight Pass 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific time. So basically, when the show started, except tomorrow, FS1 prelims are 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Not sure. I don't know if I think FS1's still doing baseball, so be wary of that. You might end up on fucking FS2. And then the main card starts at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Definitely, I would say one of those cards that if you don't want to go to a crowded bar, you buy at home. You know what I mean?
Listen, if you're gonna buy a card
this one
this year, buy this one, man. Yeah. I mean, even though fucking Holloway and Ortega fucked us at the end there, this will still be it's almost guaranteed to be an entertaining card at the very least.
Yeah,
this is the one to buy.
Let's hope for the best, man. Otherwise, we're gonna get Ngannou from fucking Derek Lewis going the distance. Is gonna blow. All right. You can follow him, Fred at Kirby_MMA. You can follow Jesse S for 1-1083. Follow me at Eli31. The page is at Keyboard MMA. Y'all some bad motherfuckers. Appreciate you guys kicking it with us. Keyboard MMA, KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com for all the YouTube videos. Shout out to RepTheWarriors.com. Get yourself some gear and SpicyPros.com. Y'all the shit. We love you guys. Enjoy the fights tonight. Enjoy the fights tomorrow. We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Whoop, whoop.